I don't want a big introduction. So where's Mark Delgado? Mark, get up and do it. I don't even think you need a microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody stand up for just a moment. Right now, everybody stand up. Come on now, come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Diego, California to Northern California, known throughout all Ventura County, and Mr. Pepperoni himself, put your hands together for none other than Sam Hishmeh. Hello everybody, I'm Sam Hishmeh, President of Hishmeh Enterprises. We own and operate 20 Domino's pizza stores in Ventura and Santa Barbara County. Let me start by sharing a quick story with you. I was talking to a friend of mine a few weeks ago, and I was telling him we'd be speaking before quite a big group. And I was a little nervous about it, especially knowing that the mayor was going to be here too.
He's over there.
And, no, he moved. I'm watching, don't worry. So I was telling my friend that I'm a little nervous, and he said, Sam, it's real easy. All you got to do is picture everybody naked. So I'm going to ask Peter to step to the back, please. So now on a serious note. I'm not going to bore you today with telling you my life story and how my career started and how I got where I am. I'm sure most of you have heard it before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the end. What I want to do today is share with you some of the lessons that I've learned over the last 25 years of being in business. These are lessons that nobody taught me. These are lessons that it cost me a lot of time and money and energy and maybe delayed success to learn. So I'm going to share them with you. I have 10 specific points actually, and hopefully it'll inspire some of you and help you avoid some of these pitfalls that I've fallen for. So I'm going to get to the point. The first point that I would like to share with you is whatever you're doing today, stick with it. Stick with it and get good at it. And if you don't feel that you're doing really well, dig deeper. Don't skip professions and skip jobs too many times in your life. Because if you do that, and most of the group in front of me today is a young professionals group, if you do that, you're going to end up old, period, with no profession. So whether you're an accountant or a plumber or a bookkeeper or an attorney, whatever it is you're doing today, get really good at it and most likely you will be successful. So that's point number one. Sam, are you doing it? Beautiful. So Sam is managing my technical part. Now we can go to point number two. Being good is simply not good enough. If you're good at what you do, you are not guaranteed success. You have to be better. And I mean you have to be better than your competitors. Just being good is not a ticket to be successful. Like I said, if you're providing your customers with good service, but your competitor is providing with better service, most likely he will win. So you got to master whatever it is that you do. Point number three is always do what I'm doing right now, which is always start from the end. In other words, this is a part of critical thinking, really. Figure out what is it that your goal is in your business. What is it you're trying to accomplish? And that would be the end result that you want to get to. And then start strategizing of how you're going to get there. It makes things a lot easier. You know, many of us wake up in the morning, we go to work, and it's just another day on the job, not knowing where we're going. It would make your life much easier, much more focused if you know exactly what it is that you wanted to do and how you're going to get there. Point number four is extremely important, and we do it very well in our business, which is manage your database, manage your customers, know who your customers are, know why they're calling you or why are they leaving you. Once you get intimately knowledgeable of what your customer base is, you can manage it better and you can grow it better. Now the next point that I have is always remember the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule, I apply it in two different areas. Number one, 80% of your business comes from 20% of your customers. Focus on that 20%. Most of your time needs to be focused on that top 20% of your customers. Now I also apply the 80-20 rule in another area, and in my personal life, and that is my productivity. 80% of my productivity comes from 20% of my time. For example, I know that I am most productive between the hours of 10 and 1 o'clock. This is the time when I won't take any phone calls, I won't be interrupted, and I won't allow anybody to invade that time bracket. Before 10, I'm usually sleeping, but after 1 o'clock, it's a difference. Another decision that you all have to make at some point in time in business, which is, what business model do you want to be? Are you a high volume business, or are you a high margin business? My business, specifically at Domino's Pizza, we're a high volume business. We don't go after the margins. We make very little money out of every sale, but we try to make as many sales as possible, and then we end up making good money. Now, that model doesn't work for everybody. You have to decide early on in your career, in whatever business that you're doing, who do you want to be? You cannot be both. You definitely cannot be the high margin and the high volume, because you'll go off the charts. It just won't happen. You need to be one of the two, but you got to determine early on in your career who you are, whether you're the margins guy or the volume guy. The next point, and that's a point that I share with my kids all the time, and it's really important, and that's attitude. Your attitude, in my opinion, is half the battle. If you're a person who's got a good attitude, who can get along with people, who's warm, close to the heart, people will want to work for you, and people will want to work with you. So one of them days, you got to get honest with yourself, look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I a person with a good attitude that's able to attract people around me? And the answer is no. Work on it, because that's half the battle. Your intelligence, your knowledge, your experience, that's probably just the other half. But if you got the right attitude, your chances are high. Now, the next point could be quite controversial, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you outside about it. When you give, make a lot of noise, and especially if you're giving as a business. When you give as a business, you have an obligation towards your partners, your employees, your shareholders, to do it responsibly. And you're not doing it because you're a nice guy only. You're doing it because you're trying to promote your business. You're trying to show goodwill for your business. So when you give, you gotta make a lot of noise. Now, there's another reason why you should do it. You should do it also so you can inspire somebody else to do it. Everybody wins when that happens. Your business will win, the nonprofit that you're supporting will win, and I don't see any losers on that team. So when I give on behalf of my company, I try to get a PR agency on it, I try to get the Ventura County Star on it. You gotta try to get the word out. Everybody wins when you do that. Now, the next one is kind of basic, and that is, do not try to beat the system. The system in the United States has been built for people who want to play by the rules. Pay taxes, pay anything under the table, don't try to cheat anything, just play by the rules, and you will eventually win. Now, you can try to break the rules here and there, and you might make some money, some short-term wealth. However, it will definitely, at some point in time, catch up with you. When it does, it's miserable. So from the get-go, and it's great because we've got a young group of people right here. From the beginning, play by the rules. Don't look for any shortcuts. It's better long-term. Now, does anybody have a drink with them? Let's make a toast. I got my drink. I'd like to make a toast before I make my next point. There it is. That's the drink. Now, my last point is avoid drinking and networking events. And there's a point to it. And that's, again, I'm telling you, trial and error, I learned from my own mistakes. Usually when you go to a networking event and you have more than a couple of drinks, it turns into a social event. And before you know it, you're not networking anymore. You're talking one-on-one with one person for the rest of the evening, and you're done without meeting anybody. So you need to differentiate between a networking event and a social event. When this is done and we hit the clubs, it's a social event. When you're in a chamber event, try to cut down your drinking to a non-alcoholic beverage. This way you'll get the most out of it. And you'll be able to meet people, remember their names in the morning, and not have to call anybody to apologize the next day, like I can't do With that, I'd like to take a real toast to your success and to a great future for all of you and all of us. Thank you.